Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Couple things right off the bat. So today's video is going to be kind of like a little bit more of a chill day, I guess you could say. All we're doing is waiting for wheels for the truck. I have no clue when they're gonna show up. I bought 4 wheels for the truck before we left for Mexico, which is like almost 3 weeks ago now. We left on Friday. Well, 2.5 weeks ago. 2 wheels showed up, 2 wheels got lost. They ended up reshipping 2 of the wheels. They were supposed to show up today, but the tracking shows they haven't even got shipped out yet. So I have no clue what's going on with the wheels. I'm hoping that the original wheels they shipped show up today. Other than that though, like I feel like we can't really move on. At least I feel like I can't move on with my life until we get wheels on the truck. I really need to get that thing done, just 100% wrapped up, complete. It looks ridiculous with the factory wheels when it's like 6 inches of lift. So I'm really hoping and praying and trying to manifest that the wheels show up today. That'd be sick. We do need to get the truck aligned. The shop that is aligning it wants to align it on the factory wheels just so they don't scratch up the new wheels. So I need to get that done today. We're gonna be doing that tonight. At the same time, we're gonna bring the old wheels and tires in, the ones that are the wrong lug pattern for the truck, and get the tires dismounted. And we're having Evo 8 problems with the black Evo 8, just a few tiny little things that we gotta fix on this car still. So yeah, let's get the day started. Might as well start it off with a dope little cinematic of some of the cars that are sitting in the shop right now. So the truck is way up in the air right now because we were doing that frame coating yesterday. It's all dried up now, all good to go. That is how it turned out. I'm gonna go ahead and say that looks really freaking nice. I guess we can go ahead and get the wheels back on the truck, and then I'm gonna mess around with the alignment a little bit here. It's so bad right now. Like when you're driving it, the front wheels are constantly skidding and chirping and pretty much did a burnout the whole time you're driving, but not a good kind of burnout, a bad kind of burnout. The alignment shop we're going to is way up north, 20 or 30 miles away. Get it somewhat close before we destroy our tires and before we wreck the truck. So as of right now, the steering wheel, as you can see, is completely straight. Driver's side wheel is definitely towed way out like that. And the passenger wheel is even worse. I can see why this thing doesn't drive very good. I'm gonna try to get those straightened out just a little bit. It doesn't gotta be perfect, but yeah, like I said, I'm gonna destroy these tires and I'll probably wreck this thing if I drive it like that. I think that is gonna be good enough. Camera is definitely a little out of whack, toe's a little out of whack, but it's a lot better than what it was. Bumming ass car. It's broken. Cut.
Do you need help carrying it?
There's one thing I've been wanting to put on for a very long time, and it's this little bed cover for the truck. Haha, got her good. I don't know what I'm ever gonna use it for, but it's cool to have. Here's the only issue that we're having with the Evo 8 right now, except for squeaky brakes, which I don't want to fix. I'll do that later. I always say that. But whenever we do like gnarly rippers, like in yesterday's vlog, when we were just setting it hard, we keep blowing a fuse, and the fuse is on this fusible link right here, or this, yeah, fusible link. So this is the whole setup out of an Evo 10 because we do have the battery mounted in the trunk. So the power, this is the main power, obviously that runs all the way to the trunk. And then there's 4 fuses right here that run to like the injector harness and all these other separate intake manifold and the engine harnesses and all that. And it keeps blowing, so it's also the same circuit that the alternator is on. So the car eventually loses all the power and then just won't run. So we need to figure that out. Something's probably grounding out, but unfortunately I suck with electrical stuff, so we're just gonna have to like tear into it, and hopefully something obvious is the problem, because I don't know what to do. I know it's not that interesting, so I'll just show you guys what the problem is if I figure it out. If I don't figure it out, I'll just keep replacing the fuse. She built. So this harness that was blowing the fuse runs down to the starter and down to the alternator as well. So I traced it back, went all the way down to the alternator, and there's this random wire right here that is exposed. I don't know where the wire goes. I don't know what it's for. I don't know what it's supposed to be for. There's so much evap, EGR, and other random stuff that's deleted on this car. So I'm sure that's for one of those items. But I'm guessing that being fully exposed, and if it taps on anything, then that could blow the fuse. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that was our problem.
I'm like, oh, is catch can smoking a little bit? Oh wait, that's not the catch can.
So it's the same wire that is doing it, but why? I don't think that was the problem, clearly. Now let's take a look at the starter wiring now. Alternator wiring's fine. It's gotta be the starter. Harness is simple as fuck.
Smoking again.
What am I missing? So I got that wire repaired. It's still causing that whole harness to get super, super hot. And I cannot figure out why. I run the car for like 5 seconds and that wire gets so hot to where it like burns your finger. So I don't know why it's heating up so much. I'm gonna check volts to see, maybe there's like, maybe the alternator is just way overcharging the system. That's all I can think of right now.
3 hours later.
All right, we did a bunch of digging. After like 2 or 3 hours of just testing random stuff, we came down to, it's wire 14 on connector C31.
15.
Is it 15?
Pretty sure it's 15.
Wire 15, connector C31 on the, like some sort of junction box. And that wire, according to the diagram, correct me if I'm wrong if you guys want to go check it out, I believe it comes all the way up to the horn relay in this fuse box here. So the car's completely torn apart now. We have crap everywhere, but I feel like we made some good progress. It has nothing to do with anything in the engine bay. Pretty sure it's something to do with like the horn relay. Doesn't make any sense, but either way, we ran out of time for today. We do have to go get the truck aligned tonight, so that's what we're gonna go do now. Sick, they still haven't even chipped my wheels. All right, boys, we got the truck loaded down. These are the original wheels and tires that didn't fit, so yeah, we're just gonna get these tires pulled off. I don't know what we're doing with the wheels, but I guess we'll see. Hopefully this thing drives all right with my at-home alignment.
The next morning.
All right, guys, quick little update. Last night, went to go get the truck aligned. They couldn't align it. They had something else torn apart on the alignment rack, so that was kind of a waste of time. On the way home, started feeling really, really sick, so woke up like at 11 o'clock today and getting a super late start. I figured I'm just gonna put this video with yesterday's video because I know I didn't really explain what the hell is going on very well with the Evo 8 yesterday. So let's kind of run through what exactly is going on with the Black 8. The car would randomly blow the fusible link fuse, so it's like it's either an 80 or 120 amp fuse. It'd kill all the power going to the alternator. So then it would drain the battery and the car would die. It happened after that last little like ripper we did, right after we fixed the boost leak. On the way back to the shop, it started draining the battery and now the battery was dead. I figured it's finally time to track down what is causing that issue. And we spent like 3 to 4 hours yesterday. I didn't really film any of it, but spent a ton of time yesterday trying to figure out what's going on. This is how the engine bay sits right now. We have a ton of stuff torn apart. Fuse box completely torn apart. All of our harnesses are kind of dismantled. This wire right here is the main power wire that goes to the alternator and starter. These two wires right here run back into the fuse box. All three of these wires were connected. They were all soldered together like that, which is, I don't think that's how it's supposed to be. I don't know if I did that or if someone else did that. Either way, I don't think it's supposed to be like that. Basically, what we tracked down is we are having a grounding issue. So power harnesses on the car are constantly grounded out, which it's not supposed to be like that. Every fuse in the fuse box was constantly connected to power, which in turn made these two wires right here constantly connected to power. And when it was connected to this wire right here that runs down to the alternator and the starter, it made that constantly be connected to power as well. So then it would blow our fusible link. Where is our fusible link? Here's the fusible link. That guy right there is severely burnt. It already popped. That fuse and that fuse, because it's done this a few times in the past. But bottom line, this is what we ended up with. So right now we have our voltmeter on continuity. So if we touch these two terminals, it makes that beeping sound. The red post right here, I'll connect to a ground on the car. And then the black one, I'm gonna touch on each fuse, where the fuses are. As you can hear, every single one's connected to ground. So if we stick this in where a fuse goes, then we start pulling other fuses out and the sound goes away. That means that circuit, wherever the fuse was, is the circuit that is causing the grounding out issue. So that means something on that circuit is grounding out, whether it be a wire or some sort of module. As you can hear, when we pull this fuse right here, fuse 22 in the fuse panel, the sound goes away. That means something on fuse 22 is faulty. So this is where it got a little bit tricky, because on circuit 22 or fuse 22, there was a few different things on that circuit. There was the ETACs, the clock, I believe the dash or the dome lights were on that, the instrument cluster, and then a few other little things. So we had to trace down every wire on each one of those. As you can see, the interior of this car is a mess. Dome lights are out, complete dash is torn apart, instrument cluster's out. We have access to the ETACs, which is pretty much the interior fuse panel. So there's a connector on the ETACs that is grounding out. I forget what exact wire it was, but that wire, that harness runs down to that little junction box that you guys see right here. And that wire that is grounding out is on this plug right here. And it just so happens that the wire that is grounding out is this one right here. You see how corroded and nasty looking that is? It's not the first one, but it's the second one in. So I believe this is connector C31 in the wiring diagram, and that wire is wire 15. So then what I did is I went online, went on a diagram, and that wire apparently goes back into the fuse box and is for the horn relay. And that is where we stopped yesterday, because after that I was like, okay, I feel like we made some really good progress. I'm not 100% sure if that's the wire that goes to the relay or not. That's just what I kind of figured out yesterday, so I'm gonna double check that and confirm that. But if that's the case, maybe the relay is bad, because one of the prongs on the relay is a ground. So if the relay is always closed, from what I understand about relays, that would make it always be grounded out. I know that was a ton of info to spit out all at once, but I hope that made sense. So we just pulled out the relay for the horn, which I thought maybe would fix the issue. It doesn't. So we're still having a grounding out issue. Fuse 22, and it's not the end that is connected to the fusible link, pretty much connected to the battery. It's the opposite end. It's this red and black wire right here. This is a wire that is constantly grounded out. So we got to trace that down. We got to figure out where that wire goes. I don't know if it's cut somewhere. We will figure it out. Just takes a lot of diagnosing.
3 hours later.
The last 3 or 4 hours, we have been chasing down the wrong tree. And the reason I know that is because we went and tested wire 15 on a connector C31 on the Blue Evo, and that wire is grounded. So the only fact right now that I know 100% sure of is that fuse 22 in the engine bay fuse box, a fuse right there, is grounded when it should not be. So we need to figure out why it's grounded, and I'm kind of lost right now. Taking a little break from the Evo because UPS is here with a crate that we've been waiting on for a very long time. And I thought it showed up the other day when the wheels for the FRS showed up, but I think this is the actual package we were expecting on that day. May or may not show you guys what it is in today's video, because it's insane. It's sick. That's a big old truck.
0 to 60 in 3.3 seconds. No, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think I'm just gonna learn how to fish. 5 months on a boat fishing for that kind of money?
Shit, might as well.
Yeah.
So I did a bunch of reading online and I have yet to find a diagram that actually shows a proper, I guess, pinout, you could say, of the engine bay fuse box. So if anyone on here has access to a diagram, that would show us exactly where the wire from fuse 22 runs. So once again, it's this black and red one right here. We need to figure out where that's running, and then I think from there we should be able to solve the issue we're having with this car. But I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna go vote. Bobby already voted, she was on top of it. So I have to go vote in person, and that means I have to wrap up today's video right here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out. If you have any comments or suggestions on how to solve our Evo 8 issue, let me know down in the comment section below. Peace out, I'll see you tomorrow.
I think I'm just gonna fish.